Hey everyone, this is Liz of Consumed by Books, and I'm here to talk to you today about how I review books. Adele of Persnickety Snark recently made a vlog about her review process and how she does it, and she invited other bloggers to do the same thing, so here I am. I think that for everyone, the review process starts when you're still reading a book, because oftentimes you're thinking about whether or not you like it so far, what characters you particularly prefer, things like that. And one thing that's always right next to me when I read is this little brown book. And this is my quote book, where I write down my favorite quotes, both from books and movies and everyday life, things that I think are funny or really intelligent or really beautifully written. Another thing that I sometimes do when I'm reading a book is I take notes on things that I particularly like or don't like. And I used to do this on index cards, but I have to say that that didn't really work for me, because the thing is that I would oftentimes lose track of the index card because it would fall out of the book or something. And April of Good Books and Good Wine also made a vlog talking about her review process, and she said she has a review notebook. Well, I'm a big fan of small journals and notebooks, and I remembered that I have this lovely book. So I decided to start using my very own review notebook. Right now I'm reading Kiss Me Deadly and Ascendant by Diana Peterfern, so I've taken a couple notes on those. And for those of you who don't know, Kiss Me Deadly is a tale, or not a tale, it's a book of, I believe, 13 paranormal love stories. And I think that this is going to be particularly useful in reviewing that volume, because I can make notes about each individual story, which will make typing up my review in the long run much easier. So yeah, I'm gonna try using this and we'll see how it works out for me. I think it will, because it's really slim and it should be easy to carry around with me a lot. Of course, I don't start writing my actual review that's going to go up on my blog until after I finish reading a book. And for me, I usually start writing the actual review anywhere from half an hour to a couple of hours after I finish a book. And what I do is I open a document on my laptop and I start typing down some initial thoughts. And these aren't usually anything that's particularly comprehensible or beautifully written or things that I necessarily even want to post, just some of my initial impressions. Then what I do is I actually save the document and then I close it and I leave it alone for a couple of days. And then what'll happen is that I will go back to it and look at it again. And I think this is a really useful process because it allows you to think about how you feel about a book right after you finish it versus a couple of days later. And I think that some of the best books are the ones that really stay with me and have a lot of memorable moments. At least that's the case for me. So a couple of days later, I go back and I start to polish and add things to my review and make it a bit more substantial. And if my opinion has changed over the few days that I've left it to stew, then I'll usually, make a couple changes to the review. And, that's good because, just gives me some time to think about how I really felt about a book before I post a review up on my blog. And then basically, I've been trying to schedule posts more in advance lately, and it's actually been going fairly well. But what I'll do is, like, a couple days before I want to post the review, it'll go into Goodreads and I'll schedule it on Blogger, and then, eventually it'll post, and that's awesome. As for when a review is actually up, I know what some bloggers do is they like to leave links to other reviews of what they've read. I usually don't do this, and here's the reason. I feel like, to be honest, I'm a little behind on my TBR, and that right now I'm reading a bunch of stuff that a lot of other people have already read or are currently reading. And so I feel like it wouldn't really be too hard to go out and find another really awesome review of this book, because hey, there's a lot of others out there. This isn't to say that I never link up to other bloggers on my blog. I usually do it in other posts, like IMM or something. So yeah, I'm not just doing it to be callous, I'm just doing it because I think that a lot of people who read my blog have access to a lot of other great reviews. And I have actually gotten a couple of emails from people and, had correspondences about where they can read more reviews and things like that. And yeah, that's pretty much my entire review process. So I would love to hear how yours goes. Happy reading!